In this video, we're going to talk about putting structure to the text in Dreamweaver. Right now, we're on the About Us page of deliciouslyReds.com, and we're looking at their text. Their text is just kind of plain and boring, and it's all in paragraph form. Well, what we want to do is get it out of paragraph form and add some structure to it. So looking at this header up here of Deliciously Reds, this is supposed to be a header, but it doesn't look like one because it's in a paragraph. We can tell that it's in a paragraph just by clicking on it, going down to our Properties panel, looking under the Format section, and seeing that it's under a paragraph. We're going to change that. If you want to highlight Deliciously Reds right here, or whatever text you want to structureize, then we'll go down back to the Properties panel, click on the paragraph where the drop-down menu is, and we're going to see 6 different headings. We have a heading 1 through heading 6. Heading 1 will be your largest heading, and heading 6 will be your smallest heading. We're going to test both of them out here in a moment, but the first one we're going to use is heading 1. We'll click on heading 1, and as you can see, it enlarges Deliciously Reds. It makes it bold and enlarges it and makes it stand out, saying, hey, this is the heading, and below that follows is your paragraph. We're going to go down to the next heading, We at Deliciously Reds. We'll highlight this one right here, and we'll give it a medium size. Heading 3, right in the middle. As you can see, it doesn't enlarge it quite as much as heading 1, but it gives it a larger look, and it makes it stand out a little bit more, saying, hey, this is kind of like a subheading. Anything below this is your paragraph to this subheading. And let's highlight this one more time, just so you can see what the smallest heading looks like. We'll click on heading 6. It's a very small heading, but it does bold it still, and this usually isn't used too often because it is obviously difficult to read. Usually you want to keep it at a higher heading. We're going to keep it at heading 3 as our subheading. And as we go down here, we notice that all this text right here is all in a paragraph. Paragraph is just your normal text. Anything that's normal text you want to stick inside of a paragraph. The reason why we want to do this is because later on, all these headings and paragraphs, putting format and structure to them is going to make it a lot easier for our CSS when you learn CSS and stylizing your page. You can actually use CSS to control these different formats down here, the paragraph and the different headings. If you want to use your CSS and control a heading H3, they're called, heading 3, then you can put it in your CSS to maybe indent this a little bit, add a color to it, or whatnot. You can stylize it using CSS later on. So any kind of text on your page, you want to make sure you use some kind of a format. If we go down a little bit farther, I've got a couple things written out here that look similar to a list. Well, we're going to make it a list. This is another way to structureize your page. If you want to highlight all the things that you've written out, go down to your Properties panel, and if you click right here, and if you hover over this icon right here, it says Ordered List. What an ordered list does, if you click on it, it's going to put them in order from 1 through whichever number. You can change this to Roman numerals or whatnot by going into the Options section and changing this, but that's not under the scope of this video. If you go to the icon right next to that, where it says Unordered List, it's just going to be your normal dotted list. You can change the symbol of the dot here, make it larger, make it a caret, make it an arrow, make it a different kind of symbol under the editing features of this, but that's, again, not under this video. And then if you want to change it back to what we had originally, you just click on it again, and it puts it back to what we had originally. We're going to keep it at an ordered list. Now what I want to do is highlight this ordered list right here, and I want to go into the code, just to show you what it's kind of looking like in the code. So we're going to click on our code view over here. And under the code view, you can see all the text we've written out, all reds, originals, kids' favorites, bestsellers, our favorites. And what they have around them is an OL to start with. This is your first tag, an OL tag. That means ordered list. It's very obvious. And then inside the ordered list, here's your start tag for the ordered list, and your end tag is down here for the ordered list. When you watch the HTML videos, you'll understand what start and end tags are, but just understand that you'll know this later. And inside the start and the end tag, you see these little LIs. These are your lists. You have an LI here, and in between your list, you have one set of text. Going down to the next one, if we wanted to add another one, we can close this LI right here on our favorites and add another LI just by adding it right here, and we can put in my favorites. And then if we go back out to the design, we'll see that there's number 6 now with my favorites. So that's looking at it in the code view of a list. Now if we go back to our design view, and we're going to click on our header 3, our H3, we're going to highlight that so we can find it easier in the code view. We'll click on the code view, and as you can see, under this, let's delete these breaks here, we don't need these in here. We've got an H3, and inside the H3 we've got what we've written in the text, "We and Deliciously Reds." The H3 surrounds the text, which then stylizes it and gives it some kind of a structured content. And actually, while we're in the code view, we can just move up just a little bit, and we can see that our H1 that we created is actually, we can move this H1 down here and take the image out of it. But our H1 that we created is around Deliciously Reds right here. It's got an opening and an end tag, and Deliciously Reds right in the middle. If we go to our design view, we see that Deliciously Reds is larger and set up for an H1 tag. That's just to give you an idea of how it looks in the code view, just so you can keep fresh with all your coding, your HTML, and learn a little bit more. So go and watch our HTML videos and you'll understand what this opening tag and end tag means. I mean, it kind of makes sense already when you look at it. You're basically starting a tag, ending a tag, and placing content in the middle. And what that does is create something. This P tag right here is your paragraph tag, ended by another paragraph tag, which, if you look in the design view, here's the start of your paragraph, and then the end of the paragraph right here. That concludes this video on structuring content in Dreamweaver. Hope you watch some more videos at webnewbie.com, and we'll see you next time.